What's going on, guys? Happy 2023. Hope y'all having a great year. Sorry I've been kind of busy, like always. I've been out there in Dallas and working, and it's been raining, it's been cold. Luckily today it's a nice Sunday. The sun is up, so I'm able to do a video. Now, I have an announcement to make. My truck just hit 200,000 miles on the way to Dallas, and I just got back, so it has a little bit more miles than 200,000. A lot of people like to talk bad about Rams. I personally never really have a problem with Ram. Never had a problem with them. I've had two. The first one was a plain Jane basic truck. It was an '08. No power windows, no power locks. But I actually made the conversion of making it to a power window and power locks. I actually have a video on it on my channel if y'all want to look that up. Great truck. Never left me in the rain. Never on the road or anything like that. I used to take it to Brenham. I used to take it to Austin. I used to take it to all around Houston. I wouldn't even think about it breaking down on me. And I didn't even do that much maintenance on it. I think most of it I did the maintenance myself. All of it, if not all of it. This new truck, I am gonna tell you, I've had it for 3 years. And it's been a little bit of maintenance, just $1,000 here and there every year. Just because it is getting kind of old. It's a 2012, so now we're in 2023, so it's 10 years old. So things are failing on it. Now the only reason I let go of my other truck was because somebody hit me from the back, and it made my bed crooked. It still drove and everything. It just made my bed crooked, and I couldn't tow. So. And it was getting kind of old. I'm not even going to lie to you. I kind of wanted something a little bit more newish. You know, I kind of really wanted a sunroof. It wasn't really necessary. I don't even use it much. But, you know, when you spend money, you want it. I wanted the power windows, power locks. But, you know, just the ones, if you look at my channel, you see that the box was on the edge of the door. And it wasn't cumbersome. But I just wanted more newish, you know, more not spiffier, but just better interior and stuff like that. This truck is actually a Tradesman's Pro, which means that the driver gets all the electric everything, and then the passengers, it's cloth and it's manual and stuff like that. And it doesn't really matter because most of the time nobody's even in my truck. Usually I'm by myself. The tools or equipment, that's the only thing I put in my truck, so it really doesn't matter. So right now I've had it for 3 years. The truck, I've changed out the shocks. I got the Ranchos in the front, and I got the KYBs in the back, and I got the tough springs. There's really thick springs that they're good for work trucks, because if you ever were to see my truck before the springs, they leaned. It'll sag at the back, just because I have so much weight, so many boxes and stuff like that it will sag. So that's why I put the tough springs. They're really good. They're expensive, but they're really good. This truck is actually designed for Goodyear Wranglers, and I bought them. I bought them 2 years ago. I went with the manufacturer decision, you know, and got those tires, but they only lasted me about 2 years. I still got them. I just changed them out just recently, a couple weeks ago. And the thing is, they only lasted me about 2 years, and a lot of people have telling me, oh, you got to get the 10 ply or at least 8 ply, because you do a lot of driving around, and because you have such a heavy truck, a lot of weight, and because sometimes I pull trailers, and sometimes I pull lifts, so it wears on my tires. So I went with the BF Goodrich KO2s. They're a little bit more expensive. They're 8 plies, but I have heard very good reviews about it. They're very sturdy, very gritty. They say that there's a little bit of noise to them, but since I got a ladder rack and I have all these tools, I don't even hear it. It doesn't even affect me or nothing like that. So they're good tires, and they're good all-terrain tires. So I think they're gonna last me a lot longer. And in the video in a couple of years, I'll probably give my review on them and how long they last and how well they are. And I rotate my tires. You know, I rotated my tires, the Wranglers, and they only last me 2 years. So it's fine. I went with the BF Goodrich KO2s, and I'm happy about my decision because they look pretty too. They look nice. They don't look too aggressive, not too smooth. It's just right. Now, a lot of people are gonna complain about Ram 1500s. They're saying they're the worst trucks and this and that. Me personally, like I said, I have total faith in my truck, but I do maintenance on it. And I'm not just talking about oil and those like this. If something breaks or something about to fail, I fix it. Now, sometimes I go with the dealership. Sometimes I go to AutoZone. Sometimes I look on eBay. But I always do my reviews. I always check the reviews on all the products online, and see what people said. They're like, oh, well, you got to use this. This is better. Or I experience. Or I could tell. Sometimes just because you go the most expensive doesn't mean that it's going to last the longest. And sometimes if you go with the cheapest, most of the time, it just means you're going to spend more money over the long run. So most of the time, I would just choose the right part. If I have to go to the dealership, I'll suck it up, buy the part, and fix it. But other than that, I always fix it, and I'd fix it right. Like if I have this one thing that fails, and there's another thing that's similar to it, okay, change them both. Because if that's already failing, then you gotta change out the other one too, because it's also about to fail. So, but that's my way of thinking, and maybe that's why my truck is so reliable. Because if I ever take it to Dallas, I've ever taken it to Austin, I've ever taken outside the Houston area, and it breaks down on me, hey, I'm gonna have to pay $400 or $500 just to get it back to my house. So why do that? And most of the time I won't be working. So I don't have the luxury of breaking down on the street, on the highway. Like my other truck, my previous truck, I was never scared of ever leaving me. It was super reliable, super reliable. Now in a couple of years, 2-3 years, I am planning to get me a diesel, just because these gas trucks they don't do so well with trailers and stuff like that. I think I get like about 9 miles to the gallon when I'm towing a trailer or something like that. So it's not too good, And then with the diesel, you could pull a lot more stuff. So that's a reason why I will go with a diesel, and I'm still gonna keep this one, of course. The diesel is just gonna be for my hauling stuff around. Now this truck is a 2012, like I told you, and if you look at all the reviews, everybody says the 2012s are the worst generation of the Rams. Now, I'm not going to tell you, there are some glitches. Don't even get it twisted. There's some glitches in here and there, but I fix them. I fix them whenever they come up. I literally fix them. With these, when I bought this truck, I told the dealership, hey, the lifters, the valve gaskets, the whatever everybody else talking about them, I told them about it, and they said whatever it's in their scope that they can fix, they'll fix it. They already fixed it, all that stuff. And so maybe that's another reason why this lasted me so long, is because I'm taking care of the truck's issues before it gets out of hand. Now, my boss's truck is like a Toyota Tundra. He got like 300,000 miles on it. It's a Toyota, so what would you expect? But he has said he's been going through tires, he's been going through differentials and stuff like that. A lot of trucks like a lot of trucks, you have transmission problems. When I worked with another guy, he used to tow trailers up and down to San Antonio, Dallas, and stuff like that. He went through 3 transmissions in a matter in less than 6 months or 8 months, because he was overusing it. It was like, I think it wasn't a full-size truck, so it just couldn't handle the load. And that's Toyota's Tundras. They don't make real heavy-duty trucks. Don't get twisted. They will handle the load, but they weren't really designed for everyday use. They're more designed for a weekend thing. Now, a lot of people these days, there's a new fad going around that they're using their trucks as a status symbol. Not me. I don't use my truck as a status symbol. Me personally, my truck is a work truck. you know. And what I've seen with these new Ram trucks, they're luxurious. I think they won luxury truck or car of the year. So they're luxurious. I wouldn't mind buying me another one, but whatever. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. So I'll keep this one. Um, Me personally, if I have my truck for work and I have my other car for going out on weekends. Now I don't know if I ever told you guys, but last year I got in a car accident. Somebody hit me from the back, flipped me over, and left me for dead. Totaled my car. I had to get a new car. The car prices were like skyrocket up in the air. I'm talking about so much money. Like if I wanted a car like the one that got wrecked, I would have to pay like 10,000 more than what I would have spent to buy that car. So I went a little higher. I went with a new model Lexus. A lot of electronics, a lot of fancy gizmos. It's nice. I've already took it to New Mexico, Florida. No problems, stuff like that. So one day the light showed up saying that my electronic handbrake messed up, and I had I changed the brakes with another shop. I didn't take it to the dealership. This is the shop that I keep for my truck. That always does all my little. I have a shop that does all my heavy stuff, and I have a guy who does my little stuff. Just in case, you never know if I gotta switch around. But I decide, okay, well, I could take it to this shop. They have a lift. They could do the heavy duty. And this guy over here, he could do the little smart stuff. I could do it myself. I've done all the work on my other truck myself. But I work so much, and the guy doesn't charge me too much, so it's reasonable. And sometimes I might forget, oh, you forgot to lube it here, or you forgot to put the silicone here. So instead of having all that, that guy has his experience, and I'd rather him just handle it so I don't have to worry about anything else. So for the most part, I really don't touch this truck. I have other people working on my truck, but I know I never let them take advantage of me, because I always look at the prices. I buy my own parts and I just bring it to them so they don't upcharge me. But anyways, when I took my truck over there to get it fixed, I took my Lexus. I was like, hey, can you change out the brakes in the back of my car? The dealership was charging $300. I decided to go with them because they said they know what they were doing, and I trust them. And they charged me only $160. Fine, half the price. So later on, I got this code on my car a month later saying that my handbrake was malfunctioning. It's an electronic handbrake. I take it to the dealership. They told me that the people that changed out my brakes did a bad job, and that they broke the piece, $1,500. I'm like, it seemed kind of expensive, but you want to drive a nice car, you got to spend the money. I got a credit card, I can put on the credit, whatever, don't matter. But they were telling me, well, we can't just do one, we got to do both sides. It's going to be $3,000. And I'm like, that's when I kind of like looked at them. I'm like, $3,000. Anybody once the price goes up like that, you're gonna look at them like, what's going on? And I'm like, well, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm gonna take the car and I'm gonna take it back to the shop, and I'm gonna tell them, hey, you're gonna have to fix this because they're charging me this much money. Now, luckily, I didn't go all angry on them and mad and yelling. I'm just like, hey, man, look, I've been coming to you for years. I trusted you. You told me you could do this. And now the dealership is telling me that you messed up my component. He was like, oh, I'm sorry, sir. Please leave us the car for an hour, and we'll see what we can do. Fine. Calmly. I wanted to yell, but I said it calmly. I come back in an hour. They fixed all the problems for free. And it was nothing major. It was just tying up the bolts, tying up the clips, and little stuff here and there. So I was mad. I was livid. I was gonna call the dealership and just cuss them out. But I was like, the guy was like, no, you might need them eventually one day. You got to do your maintenance over there, and if you yell at them, they're gonna not probably next time they're gonna even make the bigger error on your car and mess it up. And then they're the closest one to my house, and took like 10, 15 minutes from my house. The next closest one's like on the other side of town, but it's still like just like 20, 25 minutes. But sometimes time is the essence, and I don't want to drive all the way over there. So, okay, whatever. I didn't take much of it, but just let you know, you gotta watch out for the dealerships. Now, I've had a long time been a client with them, even with my other car, my other Lexus, and I never had this kind of problem. But that's why you have to be on top of your game. You have to make sure you know the prices for these parts. You know what's the labor cost, and that's why I keep a couple of mechanics shops under my belt, just in case I got to compare prices. Because one day, they might be your friend for a couple of years, and then they might be needy. They might be, I need some money this weekend or something, and they try to get into your pockets. But anyway, guys, that's my little rant right there. Maintenance, that's one thing I'm just telling you. You want your cars to work for a long time, you got to maintain them. Thank you, guys. I hope you have a great year. I'll be back with another video.